Take a look at this score. Can you believe it? The Warriors just faced one of their toughest beatdowns ever, and yes, in the era of the Steph Curry-led Warriors, this stands as the biggest L they've ever experienced. Watching it unfold was unbelievable, and fans worldwide were just as shocked. I mean, for this particular game, Steph Curry looked like the worst shooter in NBA history. Nothing was working out for Golden State, while, on the other hand, everything was clicking perfectly for the Celtics. After that match, the NBA world couldn't resist poking fun at the situation. The Warriors got spanked by the Celtics. Your Warriors just got humiliated by the Celtics. The Warriors just got cooked by Boston. And my personal favorite, Warriors lost by 52 to a real team, LOL, L Bozo. But as the dust settled and the laughter faded, my thoughts began to shift. While it's true that the Warriors faced a disastrous defeat at the hands of their kids, the story doesn't end there. Yes, it's time to focus on the bigger picture. And looking ahead, the schedule reveals a lineup of teams that I honestly feel sorry for because, if history taught us anything about what's next, it's that the Warriors are about to get arrested for murder. Before diving into the nitty-gritty of this defeat and the chaos it spells for the rest of the league, we need to hit the rewind button and take a closer look at the events leading up to this disaster. This past Thursday saw the Warriors face off against New York, a team that many believe will make a deep push towards the Eastern Conference Finals. The spotlight was on the point guard duel that had fans buzzing. Steph, the Chef Curry, going head-to-head with Jalen 1A Brunson. The game lived up to every expectation. Number 30 ignited the court from the get-go, raining down shots one after another. That evening, no one in New York could stop his assault as he lit up the scoreboard, going 8 for 18 from beyond the arc, amassing a total of 31 points. Jalen Brunson wasn't about to watch from the sidelines, though. And while he may not have had the same flair as Steph, his buckets were equally as effective. Yet, despite Brunson's valiant effort for New York, the Warriors had an ace up their sleeve, Kuminga.
Kuminga says no.
Kuminga was everywhere, making his presence felt in every facet of the game. Take a moment to marvel at this electrifying sequence from Kuminga to Curry that redefined the concept of a fast break.
Rebound on the DiVincenzo miss. Curry turns, fires a three, and got it.
No matter what New York did this night, the Warriors always had an answer. And as the game concluded, one fact was undeniable. The Warriors were simply too much for the Big Apple. However, victory quickly turned to adversity for Golden State. In an unexpected twist, not only were they scheduled for another game in less than 24 hours, but they also encountered a mechanical issue with their plane. According to Steve Kerr, the team found themselves marooned at the airport for the night, not taking off until around 5 a.m., and only reaching their hotel by approximately 7 a.m. Despite the ordeal, however, and catching only brief moments of rest, they donned their uniforms once again, this time to compete against the Toronto Raptors. From the opening moments, it was evident that the Warriors were still shaking off their slumber. Initially, only Moses Moody seemed to have his game face on, single-handedly striving to keep Golden State in the game well into the first quarter. With the scoreboard reading 9-17, however, the tide began to turn when Steph suddenly sprang into action, showcasing his signature moves. Following suit in the second quarter was Kuminga, who found his rhythm and joined the party.
There he is. Speaking of assists, Kuminga.
Sheesh, that was incredible. Yet, what's even more intimidating is that Kuminga was far from done. He repeatedly dazzled the audience, and with Steph Curry also in full swing, the narrative was all too familiar. Utter dominance mirroring the previous night's performance. By the third quarter, Kuminga had put a definitive stamp on the matchup.
Kuminga soaring! Oh, man!
The Raptors were holding their own, but they just couldn't withstand this onslaught from the Warriors. And as if Golden State's sheer skill wasn't enough, fortune also seemed to favor them.
Knocked it away. Trace recognized it and hit it. He knew the buzzer was going to zero.
And so the Warriors secured another victory, yet a formidable challenge awaited them. Regrettably for Golden State, the Celtics had marked this matchup with a high level of importance. Not only had the Warriors claimed a championship on this court 2 years prior, but in their last encounter, Steph Curry had completely embarrassed Jaylen Brown. Moreover, the Warriors were at a disadvantage with Wiggins absent for personal reasons and Podziemski, the standout rookie, sidelined with knee soreness. Compounding these challenges were rumors of Curry potentially missing the game due to knee soreness as well. The outcome seemed predetermined. The Warriors were poised for defeat, a notion that became evident from the start because their strategy appeared to hinge on the hope of Jaylen Brown missing open threes. Contrary to their hopes, Brown erupted for 19 points in the first quarter alone, sinking 5 3-pointers. On the flip side, Steph Curry was visibly fatigued. In his 7th game over 11 days, his exhaustion was evident. His legs failed him as he missed one shot after another, while the Celtics consistently found the net. This confluence of factors led to a disastrous defeat for the Warriors. By halftime, the scoreboard read an astounding 82-38. I must admit, at that juncture, I turned the game off. And what did I do with it? I flushed it down the toilet. All right, let's now dive into the main event, the reason why the Warriors are about to get arrested for murder. It's a known fact, whenever Steph and the Warriors are significantly outplayed, they bounce back in a way that's almost criminal. Take 2021, for instance. The Portland Trail Blazers delivered a massive blow to Golden State, going up by 31 at one stage. Dame Lillard even had a few choice words for Steph on camera. And the outcome? Steph answered with a career-high 61 points in their next face-off. Fast forward to the 2022 playoffs against the Memphis Grizzlies. In Game 5, Memphis handed the Warriors a thrashing, stretching their lead to 55 points at one point. The Warriors' response? A dazzling performance by Steph in the following game, which sent Memphis packing. Then in the 2023 season, after taking a beating from the New Orleans Pelicans, who led by as much as 45 points, the Warriors didn't just recover, they utterly overpowered the Clippers in their subsequent game. So there's a clear pattern here. Face a setback, and the Warriors respond with unmatched ferocity. Now, take a moment to see who's next on the Warriors' schedule, because these teams are about to face a storm. First up, the Bucks. In peak condition, they'd stand a fighting chance, but with Giannis nursing an Achilles issue and Middleton sidelined, it's pretty much Lillard carrying the team on his back. My sympathies extend to them. Following Milwaukee, the Chicago Bulls are up next, with Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs coming up after them. Now, given the Warriors' anger from that humiliating defeat, these teams are going to find themselves on the wrong end of a Warriors whirlwind. But wait, because there's more to their advantage than just sheer determination, because the Warriors are finally getting a few days of rest to recharge their batteries. Additionally, they'll have the luxury of playing on their home court, avoiding the logistical headaches and fatigue associated with travel. Now, here's where the plot thickens. Checking out the latest NBA standings, the Warriors find themselves in 10th place, but they're only 2 games away from climbing to 7th and just a mere 2.5 games from 6th. After the Milwaukee game, the toughest opponent they'll face for the rest of the season are the Knicks, who, as we've just demonstrated, are a notch or two below the Warriors in terms of capabilities. This sets the stage for the Warriors to embark on a significant tear through the league. Given their remaining 22 games, it wouldn't be shocking to see them pull off an 18-4 streak, propelling them to become a 50-win team. And with that being said, let's dive into the truly mind-boggling part. This season, the Warriors have had about 5 games slip through their fingers that were almost guaranteed wins. There were the 2 nail-biters against OKC, where the Thunder pulled off fourth quarter heroics. Then there was the Sacramento game, where the Warriors led by a colossal 72-48 before the last minute of the second quarter fizzled out. Don't forget the LA clash, with the Warriors ahead by 22 in the third, and of course that intense matchup against the Nuggets, where they held an 18-point advantage midway through the fourth. Imagine if the Warriors had clinched those victories where even ESPN had pegged their chances of winning at a staggering 99%. They wouldn't just be eyeing a 50-win season, they'd be looking at a staggering 55-win season, outpacing the number 1 seed in the West from the previous year. In fact, a 55-win tally would echo their glory days of 2018 and 2019 when they clinched 58 and 57 wins respectively. This is a testament to the caliber of the 2024 Warriors, a force to be reckoned with. But it doesn't end here either. Consider the growth of Kuminga, Brandon, and Jackson Davis. They weren't as impactful at the season start as they are now. If their performances had been at this level from the beginning, the Warriors might have secured more wins, potentially positioning themselves as a 60-win team. While dwelling on what could have been serves little purpose, it's clear that despite currently holding the 10th seed, the Warriors have the essence of a team capable of achieving 60 wins. Given this, my heart goes out to the upcoming opponents of the Warriors. If the Warriors channel the intensity I suspect they're harboring, they're gonna get arrested for murder. Switching gears to a more serious note, if anyone deserves to get arrested, it's the referees. The treatment of Steph Curry by the officials has been nothing short of astonishing this season, and for those that aren't sure what I mean, I suggest checking out this next video where we dive deeper into that matter.